All right. So last session, it last session felt like a ton of shit happened, but it was mainly you guys trying to outrun the cops in your boat after destroying your boat. And so you guys on the sinking ship, you guys had to fight off a handful of cops using various methods such as just summoning an iceberg, summoning an iceberg over one, and boarding their boats and just sort of dismembering them and stealing the boat. And almost everyone ended up in the water at some point and had to be rescued. But eventually, you guys managed to get away and sort of slowly just started heading off to, back on your trip, both to the eastern islands, until suddenly you guys got sort of beset by this sort of giant, almost like sentient wave that tried to destroy the boat before coming into contact with some fairly familiar looking folk that, as you came to find out from, like, one of them just sort of heading over to your boat and just picking up Tsuki in a giant bear hug, you have found you sort of reached your destination and seem to have found kind of where Tsukigawa came from. And that's pretty much where this session is gonna start with sort of Tsuki, you're still kind of like in this like very like tight embrace of this sort of like giant Oni man who is clear even to the people who haven't been introduced that this is your grandfather. Oh, I can't believe it. Ah, it's only been a few moons and my boy has finally returned home.
Out of character, am I still in the hug?
Yeah.
Okay. Then Tsuki is going to, I guess, try to talk with basically no air in his lungs. He's going to go, yes, Grandpa. It's good to see you too.
So he finally lets the embrace go and just sort of goes, "Oh, these must be. Are these, I assume, the family you said you were setting off to reconnect with?"
Yes, Grandpa. These are my half-siblings. And Matty, who is not a sibling, but he has been with us since almost the beginning.
Our adoptive brother, Matty.
I wish for him to feel just as welcome as any of my blood siblings.
It's kind of like Maddie just kind of like looks this like 7 foot tall demon man up and down. He just kind of like, thank you for having us. Please, tell me your names.
Hey, I'm Benson. It's really nice to meet you. Did he give us his name already, or?
Oh no, he didn't. He just goes like, one second. I have this written down.
Oh, I'll go. Before you can say, I'll go. Oh, I'm Marty.
And I'm Mimsy.
Ah,
Not to be confused with Maddie.
my name is Usui. I am one of the leaders of this great clan, and well, as you might have surmised, I took Tsuki in when that whole business with his father happened, and trained him as a warrior.
You're really big, mister. Will Tsuki become as big as you one day?
Well, that is certainly my hope, but don't take it out on him. From what I can tell, humans aren't quite built as robustly as our kind are. Though I've always said what Tsuki lacks in stature, he makes up for in speed and grace.
Grace on this one, yeah.
That's very graceful.
So did you train him in the arts of cutting off hands?
Yeah, he's gotten really good at that. Or he seems to be.
Tsuki was always one for decisive victories. I'm unsurprised that is translated to such a feat. You'll have to, but enough of the grim work we warriors do. You must have traveled a long way. Come, we will make preparations for a feast.
Hell yeah.
Do you have
How's the
frogs
motor
here?
oil around here? I hope there's not any frogs in my motor oil.
No, not in the motor oil, in the stew.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Motor oil stew, dude. Wait, what are you talking about?
May I ask, how has Mother been?
Well, admittedly, her spirits did take a turn when you set off, but she upholds herself with the dignity that she always has. I'm sure she will be very glad to see you. All of you. And sort of as this is happening, I'm gonna say, just sort of for story's sake, the captain kind of takes Bit aside and he's just like, me, little mechanical friend. You seem to be handy with the machines and such, being one yourself. Could you help me make sure this vessel is still shipshape after that little encounter? And Bit, sort of realizing that there's not much he could have probably partaken in vis-a-vis a feast, sort of accepts giving him a hand.
Convenient.
And that's how we're going to explain that.
Don't ask questions.
Oh, man.
It's all right. I'll get him to psychometry one of you guys after this, so he gets the whole session.
That's pretty good. That's actually. I was thinking you gotta do like a fucking Billy Starfield-esque intro. Next session.
He's just been there the whole time.
Or he comes out of a wall or something, who knows? Crashes the
Gaslights
boat
us and
into the
says,
door.
"No, I've been here the whole time."
I don't know. I'll let you decide, but
He gets a one-time, one-session Hail Mary to lie to you guys that he's been with you this whole session. All right. So he sort of pulls this, like, he sort of takes his big war spear back. If you guys recall, he kind of like thrust it into the ground when he was like approaching you guys.
I imagined it was one of those what are they called? One of those like really big like spears that like
It's like one of those spears
Polearm?
that's like got. It's like one of those like spears that's got like the actual blade at the end.
You
yeah.
talking about like a polearm?
Yeah, I forget
Hold
what they're
on.
called. It's like a Nodachi or something.
Oh, you're talking about the Japanese ones. I don't know anything about the Asian ones.
Yeah, there's
No, a Nodachi's an actual sword. I don't remember the name of them.
hold on, I know this. It's
It's a Naginata or Naginata. I don't know the pronunciation, but that's definitely what I'm talking about.
yeah, that is exactly what I was imagining. But I was imagining like the blade on the end being like basically the size of like a broadsword.
Like one of these things, but like giant. Like
Yeah.
it's like taller than him.
Yeah. Those are honestly pretty cool weapons.
It's pretty sick. I can't lie.
It's the knife on the end of a stick.
So he leads you further inland into this like, just like it's from what you know of like Tsukigawa and how like violent he is. It's just this like shockingly like picturesque and like peaceful village, and you just see like you see like a lot of these sort of like sort of onis just walking around. A lot of them are like slightly larger than Tsukigawa, just sort of based on what Usui said. And every now and again, like some will like walk up to him and just sort of go like, "Ah, Tsukigawa, I heard you took a trip abroad recently. How was it?"
I have made connections with my half siblings, but my mission is not yet over, as I have not yet slain my dastardly father.
Ah, yes. Real trouble that, I'm sure. Well, I hope that you can enjoy your time here. Well, I hope you can enjoy a peaceful time here since you've come home to rest.
Yes, it will be nice to. It'll be nice to for a short respite before I hopefully leave again to finish what I've started. And I just want it to be like Tsuki, like, what's the word? Like, I want it to be like very obvious that like compared to every other Oni in this like chill like town, that Tsuki's just the complete opposite.
That's very much what I'm going for.
I love it. I love it so fucking much.
No one
And,
else
like, you're
expected
sort
it
of
all.
you're just sort of like walking around, and it's just sort of like a very pleasant like neighbors chatting, like like open air storefronts with people just sort of like examining like fresh produce.
You
It's
expect
just-
like Murder Village. Instead, we get like an average small Japanese town.
I unhide my hands that
You
were
want-
nervously tucked
You're
into my
expecting
pockets.
what's the word? You're expecting what's that game series that's like what's that Muso game series where it's about
Oh,
Something
like Dynasty Warriors.
you're expecting like Dynasty Warriors, but it's closer to
It's just
Animal
a-
Crossing.
That would have been equally funny if it was just a constant Dynasty Warriors mission happening at all times.
No, but I was making like you expect Dynasty Warriors with like all these Oni, but it's more like Animal Crossing. I was just sort of making like a
Animal Crossing. That's where Tsuki is from. I actually fucking love that.
That's actually so fucking
Tsuki
good.
got
That's
Can I
actually
shake the
good
nearest
character.
tree?
Just said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go kill my dad."
and Tsuki is like just this ball of like of rage.
I want to shake the nearest trees and see if I get any fruit from it.
You what? Shakes Nathan.
I can't tell if you're making a joke, but in case you're not, give
No,
me
I'm
brawn
flicking.
and survival.
Benson's highest skills. Joker's.
Oh,
actually
man, I'm
shakes
a
Nathan
one
to
health.
fucking laugh.
I'm.
Yeah, you guys got roughed up pretty fucking bad.
Two brawn. We'll survive. Oh, we get those one flips.
Oh hell yeah!
You kind of like you sort of like approach like you approach like a flowering tree near like one of the market stalls and just
a lot
kind
of
of
the
like
trees are just like those nice like sakura trees with like
It's-
the leaf with like the.
it's like super cliched, just like blooming sakura trees all over the place. And you sort of like take one and sort of give it like a firm push and just like I don't know, do fruit grow on sakura trees? I want to say like a plum fall, like a nice ripe plum falls.
I mean, it's also fantasy, so you could just.
That's right. It actually is also fantasy, so
Trying to
anything
be
can grow on
rude.
these fucking
Real
trees if I
fuck.
wanted to.
I didn't consider that aspect.
I mean, apparently they have something called sakura berries, but they're not tasty in real life. But you
That's
could
just
perfect
say-
for Benson, though.
No, I'm saying it's a nice ripe plum. I like the image of that.
Every tree just still has the sakura leaves, though, regardless.
Yeah, that's just what the trees look like.
They're
They're
all
not-
cherry
they're-
blossom.
They're not actually like our kind of sakura trees. They just look like that here.
Yeah,
What's a sakura tree, dude?
it's those cherry blossom trees.
It's the name for those like pink-leaved
Oh,
trees.
That's like very anime Japan. Just every tree is that.
So you can.
Oh, okay. They just call cherry blossoms sakura trees. Fucking-
Yeah.
Benson, so you can either add that like, you can add that plum to your inventory, or you can also eat it now for 1 health.
I'm keeping it.
I'm gonna go with that.
Save that for a rainy day.
Not quite frogs, but it'll do.
He looks at it with
Can I-
disgust.
It's not
pockets
quite
of
rotted
no
away
clothes.
enough for my liking.
Yeah, you guys mind filling me in a little bit?
Where did you go?
Just my aunt got here. Sorry.
Oh.
You guys are just being like, sort of like led down the town square, and I'm just kind of describing how,
It's a
like,
very pleasant.
in stark contrast to like everything you know about Tsukigawa, this is just like an extremely nice and pleasant town full of like very kind and neighborly people.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And I want to make it clear that even though Tsuki is this little ball of rage, he's not outwardly mean to any of these people.
I just imagine he was like holding his arms crossed. He's like.
No, I want it to be said that Tsuki's not being outright mean to any of these people. He's
Like
just
you're-
very no.
I'm
he's
more
just,
Sorry, dude.
I'm
more
just
meant,
trying to
like,
describe to Dingle that I'm not being mean to any of these people that Tsuki has probably known for years. He's just very to the point and very angry compared to everyone else. But he's not angry at them.
Oh yeah,
I like-
I mean you're still respectful, but I mean you're also Suki.
I like to imagine you're like embarrassed about it.
That would be funny.
Tsuki, I didn't convey it well enough, but Tsuki was pretty. I mean, if his grandpa starts talking about stories, Tsuki's probably gonna get more embarrassed.
Is there anybody handing out? Is there anybody handing out free tissues?
What? Oh, what?
Is anyone handing out free tissues? Did you
Are
say?
you making a reference to like in Japanese like streets where people do hand out free tissues?
No, I never would I really make a reference to Japan in this scenario.
Okay.
He's drunk.
I just remember it from Yakuza, really.
We're in the fantasy version of friggin' Yokohama. No, not Yokohama, Kamurocho. No. I don't know. It's up to Dingle if he wants to do that or not.
I'm
No,
asking
I feel
right
like
now.
Dingle setting.
I mean, I'll give you a wit investigation.
All right, I'll take that. Okay, wit investigation. Not great.
Wait an investigation to find out if there's free tissues.
Is anybody handing out free tissues?
Damn. Why do you need tissues? You're a car.
He needs shop rags.
Yeah, dude, I'm a car. Just in case I leak again.
For one success, I'll say there is a box of tissues sitting on a table, but it's unclear. But no one's like attending it, so it's unclear
Oh,
if
this
that's
must
actually
be
like
like
a
a-
thing.
Oh, this must be like I think I've heard about this, some sort of cultural thing. Yeah, and I take it. I'd put it in my trunk.
Would it be more prudent to just take one, mate?
I don't
you
think I'm gonna need a lot more than just one, if you know what I'm saying.
No, I don't know what you're fucking saying.
Well, I'm saying, I'm gonna. Well, I gotta, if I want to get detailed, you know what I mean?
Oh boy, the mother tree. This is gonna be a hard journey.
All right, before
We-
you get too
I didn't-
detailed, you can add some tissues to your non-useful items.
If only Zell was here, he could actually psychoanalyze the tissues.
Don't psychoanalyze the box of tissues.
Yeah, that's probably a bad idea.
All right. So eventually you guys get to just like a large but fairly modest house, and he just goes like, "Oh, I'm sure this place looks familiar, Tsuki."
Yes. Out of character, what is it? Is this my house?
Yeah, this is Tsuki's like, oh, this is your like home. This is where you sort of like grew up.
Yes. I remember.
Well, he goes, as he's sort of like, as you guys are standing there, sort of like one of the guards that are like with you just kind of like walks up to him and kind of like says something quietly to Usui, and he just goes, "Well, I have some matters to attend to, but please, I am sure Sumiya will be as gracious as always to your brothers, Tsuki. Just head on in." And he kind of like he sort of like he leaves with the two other sort of like guardsmen that were with you, and just sort of like you notice that it's like he's sort of like it's a little hurried, like his like pace. He's definitely has somewhere that he needs to be like right now.
While Grandpa tends to that, please come in.
You want any tinnies in there?
I drive in.
What?
Tinnies.
Tinnies?
Brewski, mate.
Mostly just ceremonial drinks.
I believe he's talking
Ceremonial's
about.
good enough for me, mate. I need a drink.
I'm going to assume it's like a very very stereotypical, like old-fashioned, like Japanese house with like the sliding doors. Dingle? Like, you know what I mean.
Does
Yeah.
all the
Like,
sake
would-
have hornets in it?
Ooh, okay, Brown, you lucked out. It is a sliding door big enough for you to realistically get through.
I was just, it's funny too, because I was just thinking about how funny the image of a car driving through a paper door would be.
Please don't do this.
So you guys open the door. You guys open the door, and sort of as you sort of cross the threshold of the house, you just go like, "Usui, is that you? I thought I heard you out there, but I thought you had to guard the outside of town." And
go ahead.
you see sort of like a female Oni who looks a lot like Tsuki, but is just like noticeably older. Just sort of walks in through like the door frame and just stops like dead in her tracks and almost like drops this like sort of like vase she's carrying. That she sort of takes a moment to compose herself and then sort of sets it down and then just runs over and sort of embraces Tsuki again, much in the similar way that his grandfather did, but a lot less spine crushing.
Still probably pretty tight on the lungs.
Still pretty tight.
That's choice today.
Tsuki, what? You didn't say you were coming home so soon.
My journey with my half siblings have led me here. We'll be stopping for a quick respite before returning, as I have not finished my mission yet.
She noticing like the strain in your voice kind of lets you go and is just like, so it's not done yet.
No. But I promise you, the moment it is, you will know. I am sorry if I have made you worry. I forgot to write. And I did not expect our journey to take us back here so quickly. Please forgive me. And Tsuki gets on his knees and he goes, I feel like a failure of a son. I haven't finished it. Anyone else in the town, if they were on a similar quest, they probably would have been done much earlier. Yet I still...
She kind of like stops you. She kind of like stops you and like puts a hand on your shoulder and just goes, "Please, please. Now is not the time for that. This should be a joyous occasion. My son is home, and he brought his brothers with him, I presume."
Yes, these are my half-siblings. Marty, his sister, Mimsy, Nathan,
Hi, ma'am.
Benson,
Hey,
and while Matty is not a blood brother, I treat him as a brother in arms, and he has been with us since almost the very beginning. So I treat him with the same respect I would anyone that I share blood and flesh with.
Maddie just kind of keeping to the back of the group as usual, just kind of like silently sort of raises a hand and kind of waves awkwardly. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you all. I must say I was not expecting such an eclectic bunch.
Yes, it appears father was everywhere. Further than I originally anticipated.
Well, then the question is, what has brought you back here?
An encounter...
Do you have reason to believe that he returned? Surely the patrols would have mentioned something.
Not here, but he might be in the untamed outlands where the elements run wild. For we have reason to believe that he might have tried to obtain the power of immortality. A power of which I plan to quickly and painfully rip from his soul when I find him.
She just kind of like, you notice she sort of like visibly frowns a little bit hearing you talk like that, but then just sort of just goes, Well, in the... Surely he couldn't have gone to the wilds.
That is what we have potentially have learned and have been led to believe. As the wilds may have part of the secret needed for infinite life. After all, it is an untamed land of magic. It is of magic. There's still not much we know of it, even though we are probably the closest civilization to it.
Well, personally, the less I know of those lands, the better. But I know, but I suppose once you've set your mind to it, it will be.
Of course. I promise you, I won't fail. And if I do fail, I will respectfully and swiftly take my own life in place of my father's.
You just like immediately get like a slap to the side of your face. Like, how many times have I told you not to talk like that?
But it's the way that our warriors used to fight in the Golden Age.
Golden Age. Neither you nor me lived to see that barbaric time. I don't know why you're so obsessed with it.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Well, whatever you aim to do, it's
It won't
surely
have to
something
come
that
to
can wait until morning.
No,
Come,
of course
let me
not.
let me
We
prepare
were-
you something to eat.
Yes, and I believe we were also going to... Grandpa was going to throw a feast. So maybe something light, but, you know, it'd be nice to catch up on what's happened since I've been gone.
How long has he been gone out of character?
Yeah, how long have I been gone? Counting in the time of, like, at the actual, like, travel time between continents, I guess.
Well, how long has it been since we were in the forest? I remember you saying it was like a couple months.
Yeah, I want to
At the
say it's
point.
probably been. I want to say it's probably been around like 4 months since you left home. Because
Quarter of a
I
year.
clock it at around like 3 months that you guys have been on this journey.
Yeah.
And you left home on a much less on like a much less sort of sophisticated quote unquote vessel. So it probably took you a fair bit to actually just like get to sort of the mainland in general.
Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah, that's a good point. Who was the one who initiated the get together?
I think I'm fairly certain that we determined it was Tsuki who sort of like sent out the initial call, and then like you guys all decided to meet in Sparkholm because it was just sort of
Yeah.
like a very central location for everybody.
Yeah, it was him. I remember.
Tsuki is the catalyst here.
I'm the card list.
Put out an ad on Demon's
Motherfucker.
You're the
Craigslist.
catalytic converter.
Oh, and I do have
dude,
one more
nice.
brother, but he has been called away by our engineers to look at.
Oh, well, there's the
ship
other one too.
repairs.
Well, there's that other brother too.
I apologize. Bit won't be joining us for today, but I'm sure once our mission is over, then we will all reconvene.
There's
once more.
another brother you're forgetting about.
Who?
The Lord of Darkness.
Oh, but he's not here, and he's not terribly important.
Oh, okay, well. I just didn't want to know.
Well, you've met quite a lot of family on your journey. You'll have to take some time to introduce me to them when you have time.
There's a few that I would hesitate on introducing you to, but most of them have been
Hey.
good. Not I'm not present. I wasn't meaning present company.
Nathan just
but,
looks at Benson confused.
Hey.
All right, so
This is your captain.
she kind of just sort of prepares some. She prepared just some very light fare for you all, and I will say it is refreshing enough that if you guys want to restore your health, you can.
Yes.
Oh, let's go.
I don't know why I always phrase it like that. I feel like no one's ever taken me up on the offer to not refresh their health.
Mungo needs to heal up so Mungo can kill more.
One day I will. Someday, now that you mention it,
Please
one
don't
day,
tell me
I
that
will.
Tsuki's mother brought out the baby photos or anything during lunch.
Ooh, could you flip
Please.
one card for me?
Oh, now give a bros deck, dude. You made me pull.
Oh, fuck.
Actually, either way,
Oh,
it's
fuck.
good for me.
Yeah, she absolutely brings out like a photo album of like baby pictures and like pictures of like a young Tsukigawa like training. And just sort of like is sort of going through them with everyone like a doting mother would.
Oh,
Was
Jesus.
Tsuki angry at, like, did he have, like, his signature scowl at a young age?
I was gonna say she's like pointing to like one picture and she just goes, "Oh, it was adorable. He tried all day long, but he couldn't land a single blow on Usui. I thought that cowl would have never left his face."
Nice.
Yeah.
It's like a little thorn brush here. Got all his spikes, but not sharp enough yet.
Look at him, dude. He's smiling in that one. Tsukigawa, smiling.
Well, I'd pinch his cheeks, but now if I tried, he'd probably try to, cut my arm off. If he could.
I think that's the first time he cut off someone's hand. Oh, adorable.
Well, I suppose I won't keep you any longer than I have to, but if you are going to the wilds, please talk with your grandfather first. Well, I'm not sure how, but it seems these days they're even more dangerous than when you left. So, make sure he gives you the proper guidance to defend yourself there.
Of course. Out of character, wasn't there something about, like... I'm sorry, wasn't there something about... I thought we were gonna at least stay the night. Feels like we're already saying goodbye to people.
Goodbye, mommy.
Wait, the feast hasn't even started yet, dude. What are you on about?
That's what I mean, like...
We just had lunch, dude. We got shit to do.
We are
We got business to take care of.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think in my mind, I think like it's sort of like it's like early evening right now.
Yeah. Of course. But will we see you at the feast, Mother? The town coming together?
Oh,
I think that's what Grandpa had in mind.
please, a feast in my son's honor, I wouldn't miss it. But don't worry about me. I know what you think, but I can take care of myself.
I know. You're one of the strongest people I know, Mother. Fuck you.
Hold on, I'll be right back. I gotta take a piss and get
No!
I will too then.
Piss break.
Welcome
I
back.
heard you, dude. Freaking heard.
Welcome back.
I saw you arrive, dude.
It could have
You're
been a fucking apparition. You don't know.
Nah, man. Dude, that's like shared.
That
That's a
wasn't
shared
Dingle you
delusion.
saw, that was Drunkle.
That was Dingost.
That was dingoes.
Dirty Dingle's done dirt
Dingoes.
cheap.
Dingost the Dingost. Dingost the Dingost? Wait. Listen, I'm done, dude. I can't even. I'm getting in like a thought loop, dude. All I'm thinking is dingoes, dingoes, dingoes. And then I'm like, where's my baby?
Sitting here.
Yeah, I've been here.
Gotcha. Just checking.
Sin bin here.
All right. We're ready then.
So
That's a good
Uh,
name for a bargain sex store, the Sin bin.
no. So I guess we head out, and I guess Suki's gonna ask like maybe a neighbor if he knows where Grandpa went.
He's yeah. So you ask sort of like, and you ask sort of like an older woman, Oni, and she just goes like, "Oh well, I heard that he was headed off to the northern gate. Seemed in a real rush. I hope everything's all right."
If they're not, I'll make it all right. And Suki's gonna start running in that direction.
Might as well follow him.
So, all right. So as you guys are heading there, I will say, Suki, I will say the kind of like the little sprout on your hand, you feel like it doesn't really feel like much, but you definitely notice sort of like just like a bit of like it just kind of like almost like tingling a bit, sort of like where the sprout is growing out of. It's not like a painful feeling, but it's like odd.
It's kind of like someone. I'm actually trying to do it right now. Like, imagine if you just kind of gently scratch the palm of your hand with your other finger. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Something similar to
I
that.
don't know why I did it in real life just now. I'm trying to get immersed, I guess.
You're
I kinda
getting
did
in,
too,
getting
just
in
to
the
know what you're
zone.
talking about, and it just tickled.
Your method, dude. I fuck with it. And sort of as you guys like approach this just sort of like big kind of decorated gate, you can see Usui standing there with like a couple of people, and he's just sort of like standing there like with the spear in one hand and just the other hand just kind of like at his waist. And he hears you approaching and goes, "Ah, Tsuki and company. You might want to stand back."
Why?
What's happening, Grandpa?
And he sort of like he sort of just like with the hand not holding the spear, he's kind of gestures to the sky, and you just see this like big sort of like swirling storm cloud just sort of like hovering in the air nearby the gate. Elements are acting up. Some wind elemental is kicking up a storm, but it's too close to the village. Normally they're contained. We're trying to see if it's really them, or maybe just some strange weather patterns. And just sort of like and as he says that, like just sort of like cracks of lightning just sort of fly out from it in like various directions, and one of them lands like only like 100 feet from the gate. Just like,
Fact, no.
Not. This isn't good. Tsuki, listen, I know I promised you boys a feast, but... Well... We can't have all of the villagers in the same place if the elements might be striking the village. No need to worry, though. You let us we're experienced in dealing with these sorts of elements. You let us handle this.
Tsuki is going to, as his grandpa's saying that, he's going to, like, rush past Grandpa and the guards, past the gate, and run right towards the element. Is it, like, really close? Like, do I have to run for a few minutes, or is it, like, close?
It's like a couple 100 feet away.
Yeah, Tsuki's just gonna start... He's just gonna fucking bolt right out of the gate, sword, like, hand on his, like, sword handle.
All right.
Roll for rain.
So as you sort of like approach, you just another like much more targeted seeming crack of thunder just kind of like is going to fly right at you, and you've got 1 damage incoming dodgeable.
Okay, so I dodge it.
And I am going to say this actually is I'm gonna say this is initiating combat.
Tsuki is going to, if he's close enough, can he, like, do a jumping strike at the storm elemental? Also, excellent choice of music, Dingle. This boss theme, this fight theme fucks.
Yeah, give me agility and melee.
Hell yeah. And it's also, I like your theming, like, fight songs, Dingle. It's really good. You have a good way of finding shit. Know what I mean?
Thank you.
And I'm gonna use a hero point preemptively. You know what? Let's throw 2 drive on there. Tsuki's really determined. Are you kidding me?
So we're fighting a thundercloud right
now. That's like what it looks like, at least.
I'm with it.
I want to imagine, because I dodged the lightning bolt, can Tsuki jump as the lightning bolt is about to hit where he stands and do his jumping attack?
Yes, you can. So, as like a bolt of lightning like comes sort of like barreling towards you, you almost sort of like leap. You sort of like leap over it, and you swing your sword, but you don't get like quite enough air time to like actually sort of like reach this cloud with your sword. And but you notice that as you land, it's kind of like form just gets like, it sort of like expands and contracts and then forms this sort of like forms this sort of like spiral pattern that kind of points itself at you.
You don't scare me. You're just condensation with sentience.
I don't know if anyone else is joining combat.
Can I?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, use that all-terrain drive you got there, buddy. That 4-wheel drive, fucking go.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Cool. So I'm gonna say everyone can like rush into combat then. and
It'd
we
be
can just
kinda
do it, and
cooler
we can just
with
do
the
normal
other-
initiative.
Would the other brothers
What-
run past Grandpa too, and he's kind of, I guess, not expecting that.
He's not anticipating people to just like run at them, and also outside of Benson, he can't really stop a car and a giant tree just like physically.
Lol.
I just mean with this music playing, that's a pretty cool visual.
Yeah, so it's just one elemental.
That we can guess,
Yeah.
like, that surmise, I guess.
Is he kind of doing like a tornado thing?
Yeah, right now it's like what originally looked like a thundercloud is now kind of like a cross between like a thundercloud and like a tornado that just has sort of like lightning arcing off of it.
What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to drive around him in the opposite direction that he's spinning. Switch up these wind patterns, dude. Slow him down. Fuck him up. I'll show him I'm aerodynamic.
You're gonna
give
Superman
me
it where
a-
you go so fast in either direction and it just starts spinning the other way.
Yeah, I'm gonna send this fucking air elemental back in time, and he's never gonna have been born.
Give me agility and driving, or yeah, we just called it driving,
It's
right?
driving,
Yeah, just call it driving.
At least on my sheet. It's
We
driving.
driving all day.
No, I was trying to remember what we renamed piloting to, and I thought it was just driving.
Agility. Helping. I'm a fucking master at driving. I don't know if you knew this, but I'm a car. And I'll just use like.
Now that we're on solid land, fighting these things should be much easier, brothers.
You're a car? Wait, you're a car, Brown?
Yeah, my character's a car.
Who the fuck okayed that? I didn't say you could be a car.
Explain yourself.
This is an
I just-
hospital.
I didn't
I
say
don't know,
anything about it, but. Oh, does this count as a driving attack?
Well, it's a driving action.
But is it a driving attack?
It doesn't
Yes.
really matter.
Dude,
If you're,
I'm,
I assume you're
when
talking.
my spiky hood ornament. Dude.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You're not like you're not like ramming him.
Yeah, that's a big cut.
To be
It's
fair,
more
it's
of a
hard
maneuver.
to...
It's more of a maneuver than an attack.
A maneuver?
Help me.
And he's maneuvering.
Outmaneuvered.
Jeez. Let me just. I'll put another drive on there, dude. Yeah. Maybe harsh.
Nice.
Good job.
Here we go.
Wait, is Zell the answer? He is.
Nice.
my
dude.
God.
Anzel's the answer, dude.
Oh, very
Nice.
cool.
I love it.
I wonder if you planned
Second
this on
time
Alright,
my
well, I
anti-Joker
deserve
hasn't been
that.
present.
I deserve that.
You know what? Isn't it ironic? The first time the anti-Joker wasn't present was also fucking Brown.
This happens.
Oh,
This happens more than once. Which
It's
is
like pottery.
worrying. It's pottery. It's like pottery. It rhymes.
All right. So you you attempt to sort of like you attempt to sort of drive around this sort of like miniaturized kind of like thunderstorm tornado in order to, I guess, depressurize it. But
Add a gas. No, I'm just
Basically-
kidding.
the main thing you do is just kind of get too close. And you sort of feel like you feel what feels like it feels almost like winds are coming up from like underneath you, and they just sort of like lift you suspended into the air as sort of like the force of the tornado sort of pulls you into the middle of it.
Oh shit.
And you're effectively just sort of like thrashing around in the middle of this thing.
Damn.
Well, revving around.
Revving around.
Hey, if you manage to
Cars
get
can thrash. I'm sure they thrash in the Cars movie when they're in danger.
Yeah, maybe they can. You're right. You're right.
He's just honking his horn
Disney's
agitatedly.
cars can probably thrash to some degree.
They can sort of like, they can sort of like move their bodies around. They're not super rigid.
Yeah, I can move my tongue around at least.
You're just like, you have your tongue out of your mouth, just wildly whipping it around.
That's what Cars is all about. How was
And,
that not cheating when Lightning McQueen did that? Sorry.
He's Lightning McQueen, dude. He can do what he wants.
My tongue goes where it pleases. Wait, that sounds wrong. Never mind.
I don't know. I'm Marty McQueen, dude. No relation, and I can't do whatever I want. What the fuck?
All those aces.
All right,
for that.
Nathan's turn.
Let's take out this gust of wind.
We're gonna do something fucking retarded.
I mean, isn't that what we all do?
Yes.
Every time?
Nathan is going to stomp both of his feet into the ground and let out a very loud roar and try to essentially outshout the storm using guerrilla logic here to basically try to calm the winds by screaming at them.
You know what?
Wait, can I
Imagine
join in on you for joint action? Because that's very similar to the one I was gonna make.
Imagine if one of you crits on this, I swear
You
to
guys are
God.
gonna scream the storm to sleep?
Well,
I'm
I
going
was more
to
making a
intimidate
prayer
the storm
to the...
because Old Tree yells at Cloud is a great fucking roll.
I was more gonna make a prayer to the underworld, like, very loudly to get the storm to subside. Because I see it as just a bad omen.
I am hoping
Yeah,
for the
so-
love of God one of you crit. Please.
Yeah, Nathan's screaming and Benson's chanting.
It'd be good to see.
Well, you guys are next to each other in initiative order, so I'll let you both take that action at once.
What rolls would I be making for this? At least for Nathan.
Seems for Nathan, it seems like presence and for a scream though.
I want to say intimidate, but I don't know. I'm gonna leave that. to
I
you.
like presence intimidation.
And I have a mastery in that now. Haha.
Yeah, same for me.
I'd say
Let's
for you it's
go.
presence and void magic since you're doing a void prayer.
Sounds good.
I'm healthy. That's +1 card. Yes.
Yep. Grace under pressure. My god.
I'm gonna put a drive on it.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'll put a little hero P on that. Alright. That's good.
Neither of you crit. That's still a good roll, though. The fact
Hell
that
yeah, it
fucking
is.
Benson rolled the giant tree.
He's more persuasive. I'm just loud.
No, Nathan is literally just reeing at the storm.
Tree angry at storms.
So, Nathan, I'm picturing you literally in the Grandpa Simpson pose, just
Yeah.
with like a fist raised,
Come on, you fucking cut!
and you just yell as loud as you can, and just like the sound waves from your like yelling, just sort of like are enough to sort of like hit the storm. While Benson, you kind of like drop to your knees and start sort of like making just like a prayer to the underworld. And just sort of like as this is happening, everyone's vision kind of like goes black for a second, and you just sort of all hear in your heads just be like, I suppose I still had to repay you for getting me out of that infernal trees forest.
Oh, great prince! Thank you for gracing us with your presence.
And you sort of like you sort of hear these sort of like unholy kind of like screeching and like crunching noises. And then when your vision finally is like back, just sort of like the cloud, the sort of like the cloud you were fighting is dissipated, and Marty's just gonna sort of like and Marty, you're just kind of gonna like fall to the. Actually, you know what, Marty? Can you give me just like a straight brawn?
Yeah. Feel healthy? Can I put extra cards on it?
Yeah, sure.
I didn't learn, dude. I didn't learn my lesson. Can you not, dude?
What is the?
I'm just using bits, just using Zell's deck as a impromptu discard pile. What's wrong with that, dude? It's okay, dude. I'll stop.
Good time for the music to end. We broke the tornado's bones.
Dude, I fucking hate Mr. Beast so much. Oh my god, leaving activity.
Session whatever the fuck. Storm Chasers.
What the fuck? The music stopped.
Combat over. Storm Scare.
Oh, is it done?
Dude, I hate Mr. Beast. Yeah, we killed the
Benson ate the storm.
Yeah. Storm Chasers.
Wow, that was
Storm...
one round of combat.
This is your captain?
We owned
Storm chased it. Fuck, dude. Oh, never mind.
Tsuki's going to walk back up to his grandfather and say, problem solved. I did have the best combat teacher after all.
Wait, what happens to me, dude?
Yeah, I was just gonna say you've got some pretty solid shock absorbers, so you just sort of like hit the ground. It's not good for your suspension, but nothing really bad happened.
Pisses himself on impact.
I'm gonna need to see a mechanic. Jeez Louise. That was actually kind of fun. Can we do it again?
Not right now, hopefully.
You just kind of be like, I sure hope not. Normally we're able to keep those elementals outside the village. I wonder what drew the winds so much. Maybe they're just maybe they're just excited that a new warrior has come to test their mettle.
Hell yeah.
We sure
I'm made out of metal.
Yeah. He kind of looks at you. He's just like, I'm only kidding, of course. Those damn things. Sometimes it feels like they don't have any minds of their own, just lashing out at whatever they can.
Have they been acting out more and more chaotic recently, Grandpa? Or is this an isolated incident?
Well, this is as close as we've seen in a while, but it's getting more and more volatile out towards the wilderness. The edge of the reclaimed territory gets harder and harder for people to patrol. Just unbearable heat, freezing cold, storms like these. It does seem like those damn elements are encroaching on us, getting bolder.
I mean, a wave attacked us when we got here.
Wonder if there's an outside force influencing them. Something I will find out when me and my brothers travel there for part of our journey. Who knows? Could be one and the same.
Sort of takes a moment and goes, traveling where now?
We have to travel to the wild, untamed lands, as that is our lead towards where Richard Roxoff might be. And I don't think I have to tell you, Grandpa, that my mission is not over until I've taken that man's life.
And I don't think I have to tell you that no one goes outside the bounds of the village and lives. I know you're.
I've left. I've seen things. We've encroached on the Fey Forest, the Prince of Darkness in the swamps. Me and my brothers have fought long and hard to get where we are.
Sure,
And I guarantee you've seen nothing like those elemental-touched lands. There's no sense out there. There's nothing to fight. It's just a constant bombardment of the elements. How can you expect to survive out there?
Tsuki just looks deflated. Grandpa's the only one that's able to interrupt his speech.
You know, I've got temperature control.
But my heart still beats in rage.
Don't let that rage be your undoing, Tsukigawa.
Like it hasn't once before, but he's not gonna say that. Prison riot. Good shit.
We died. Good
Oh,
times.
well, at the very least, with that taken care of, is everything else alright, Grandpa? I know
Well-
you could have handled the storm, but I don't know. Me and my brothers, we sort of just... We live for the fight.
Yeah, I got nothing better to do, really, mate. We're fucking tree.
Our wills are stronger than any iron used on any sword.
Well, I still don't love those storms on the horizon, but they don't look to be getting any closer now, so... Oh, what the hell. If my boy and a couple of outlanders can handle a few elementals, so can these guards, am I right, boys? And the guards who, up until now, probably thought they were gonna be part of the feast, sort of get silently dejected.
Someone can bring them food, hopefully.
I hand one of them my right plum.
Oh shit.
I give them my box of tissues.
What the fuck?
What is this fucking, like, Lord of the Rings and my axe moment you're having with these two
And
gatekeepers?
my tissues!
Well,
Keep going though, this is pretty funny.
You have my bark.
One's for their hungry bellies and one's for their crying eyes.
There we go. You should say that.
Dude, just eat the tissues, lol.
I did just say that, dude.
Tissue is
Hey.
full of fiber.
The tissue's been up your
They-
ass, by the way.
No.
They happily take the plum and graciously accept the box of tissues.
They're just gonna...
reward.
You have great honor.
They're like,
I bought this at the Dollar General just for you, Guardian.
oh,
He didn't bite, he just took it.
Same thing.
thank you, sirs. No need to worry about us, though. Knowing the village is safe is its own reward.
These guys can talk?
Just remember,
I take
you
a,
two. And Tsuki's gonna lean in real close.
I take a drive back, dude. How does a
and
car
going
take a step?
to say, let the fires in your heart burn for eternity.
He just sort of, he just goes,
Tsuki has no chill compared to everyone else in the village.
he just kind of just like, it's well, thank you. It's just guard duty, Tsuki. I mean, you've. It's kind of look at each other, just like. The one kind of like stops the other before he says anything more, and just goes, "Thank you, brother. We will."
Tsuki is gonna pat both of them on the shoulder.
He has to reach up.
Tsuki is Is Tsuki also like the smallest like Oni in the village at the moment?
I like to think that like you're like fairly like average like human height, whereas like everyone in the village is like 6 foot tall minimum.
Even like everyone.
It's like that's like
no,
the mother
like-
6 foot tall.
The ladies, everyone's just like Tsuki's
Little
just a
old-
manlet in this Oni village.
It's like
Yeah,
is that why he's
they're
so
like
angry?
8 foot tall is like the fucking norm, and Suki's more like what 5'9", 5'10".
What Tsuki lacks in height, he makes up for in pure unbridled rage.
I just call it bravado.
Tsuki is like the embodiment of the 6 foot versus 5'11" meme in his own
Sukigawa says
village.
the day of retribution is coming for all these lanklets.
He is the short king of this village.
The manlet king of the wild wastes. I feel like I'm throwing shade on Tsuki. I'm not really trying to.
Dude, it's just,
Yeah, no,
it's
that
just-
got like really unintentionally mean towards.
Yeah, I'm not even
Tsuki.
trying to be mean. It's just like, how can I have one too many?
No. I don't think it's that bad, guys.
But anyway, you guys and your fucking
It's those damn
manlet friend.
It's those damn half-human genes that keep him from reaching his full Oni height.
Rocksoft is holding me back a good 3 feet.
That's why he wants to kill his dad so much. No, that's not
No, you just want his platform shoes.
That's it.
You're like
Gotta fucking stop.
fucking Elliot Rogers. Like, I can't believe my mom married a short person.
No, let's not
It's getting
be
mean.
to
It's getting
Tsuki
mean
here.
for me. Like, okay, I gotta stop.
Tsuki's not that kind of person.
He's just angry.
He's a
Very
supreme
angry.
Oni.
He's got the
Alright.
spirit. He's got the biggest spirit out of all the Onis.
I feel like Marty would actually be the man of the crew just because he's like, like lower
Actually,
for
that's true.
aerodynamics.
Actually, that's true. If we're talking like pure like
Height.
vertical height. Wait, no. I think it's still bit.
Oh,
Yeah,
right,
Bit's-
yeah, but
It's the shortest, and let's be
It's like-
real. Let's be real. I fit the whole crew.
Okay,
So,
you've
like,
got
what
you've
I-
got the width for it.
Yeah,
brother.
what I don't have in height, I make up for in width.
Cope, Seed, and Speed car man.
Yeah, but that's like a 300-pound guy being like, I'm the biggest in the group.
I'm the biggest. Bird.
Nah, no, it's not, dude. It's like a 2,000-pound guy saying that.
Fair enough.
But yeah. Anyways. But yeah, that.
Speed.
But yeah. But I just like the idea that Tsuki is like the one person in this village that has like no chill, just at all. Just no.
They're just like very friendly, calm. They're a very mild-mannered people with just like strong martial traditions, and you just really honed in on that one part.
While you studied guard duty, I studied the blade.
Where were we going? Okay, so yeah, we said I gave my words of wisdom to the guards, and Grandpa's probably gonna say something.
Under the feast, dude.
Oh yeah.
Well, shouldn't be. Well, I'm sure they're already preparing for the festivities. You know, the man of honor shouldn't be late, you know. Or should I say, the men of honor?
Brothers, tonight we dine.
All right.
Truly a reward fit for our hardships.
As long as I got a good gravestone.
So you guys head back into the village, and you sort of head to sort of like this very sort of like this central, just very grand sort of like temple kind of. And once you walk through, and then once you walk through the doors, you see it's just absolutely just packed with just like almost everyone in town, and they're just like, the second you guys walk in, there's just like a huge loud like "Ah!" like cheer just lets out. And you guys are just sort of in the middle of this like very sort of like grand looking like banquet hall.
I'm imagining like the meals are kind of like the friggin' like chef's choice platters from friggin' Monster Hunter. Like they're just huge slabs of food.
Oh yeah, it's like fucking. Hold on, let me find it.
Tell me about the alcohol selection.
I'm sure they got VBs for you.
Long neck.
Get that down, yeah.
It's the
20
fucking.
into 8 in
It's
a
like
fucking morning.
it's the full on fucking like.
Got that rice that a shrimp fried himself.
The shrimp, fried fresh this morning by the finest
Hold up,
shrimp.
Tsuki. You mean to tell me a shrimp fried this rice? Just make that
Oh,
joke
hell
over and
yeah.
over again.
I like to imagine that like if you see Tsuki sitting at the table, he's like, this food is just like, there are plates bigger than like his head. But this
Oh,
is...
and I mean the drink selection is like on point. They've got
Based.
they've got like homemade ales. They've got like grain alcohol.
Oh yeah.
Just very like they've got the sake, of course, keeping in line with the fucking Japanese theme we're doing.
Hell yeah.
Just imagining Nathan just like downing I don't know how many drinks of grain alcohol. Not touching the food, just chugging grain alcohol.
And as you guys are all doing, I do want to say at this point, just for flavor, I'm going to say that Bit is with you.
In spirit.
No, he's here.
Yeah, I'm going to say he's there. I mean, he's not going to be saying anything because Zell's not here, but I don't want Bit to not be here because of that. You feel me? So, like, canonically, he's part of this.
He's like Gimli. Short.
Sure, that's it.
He needs a booster seat to sit at the table.
Sits with his decorative shotgun at the table.
Which doesn't even seem...
He sits on his shotgun at the table.
That doesn't seem safe.
At least one firearm on the table in front of him, because Bit is that kind of a hard roller. That kind of G, if you will.
And as you guys are all kind of like, as you guys all just sort of are,
Tsuki's just friggin' like chowing down, man.
oh yeah. Tsuki's chowing down and sort of like, as you guys are all like enjoying your feast, Usui just sort of like, he walks over and he just like, all right, but for real, you're not actually going out into the wilderness, are you?
Grandpa, as much as it might pain you, this is my mission. This is what drove me to find my brothers, and what drove me to come back home. I know that the wilds are dangerous, but if I don't do what I set myself out to do, 1, how can I call myself a warrior? And 2, my heart will forever burn with the intense rage that I have been filled with for so many years, knowing that vile bard, no offense, Matty, that vile bard did, breaking my mother's heart. If I don't do this, then I feel like I couldn't even face you or mother ever again. This is what I owe to my family, to the people that raised me, to the town that accepted me regardless of my less than fortunate lineage. This is what drives me, as I will drive the blade through his heart, ending it once and for all. And I promise you, I will come back. You know that my heart is as stronger than any armor, than anything that we can make. I refuse to die.
Well,
Tsuki takes a
you
long
never
breath.
were an easy one to persuade, Tsuki.
I will be returning. I promise that much. I won't go out and die. After all, I had the best teacher any warrior could want.
Well, I'll hold you to that promise. For now, a toast to Tsuki and his brothers. Brothers both to him and to our clan.
Oh, really? I have so many more brothers now. This is great.
If you ever feel like you have no other place to go after this is all over, please know that you are welcome here.
This place is quite nice, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, for a house with no swamp, it was a pretty nice place you've got.
Plenty of trees. Can see myself planting some roots down here. It'd be quite nice, actually.
I know that once this quest is over, you all might want to go back somewhere else. But just know that our time together has been some of the most interesting memories and adventures that I've ever had. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Now go getting soft on me, Tsuki. Still
I
need
think
you
it might
sharp.
be the alcohol talking.
Speaking of alcohol, I want a brawn and biology from everyone to see how much alcohol is being consumed tonight by all parties.
Unhealthy. I'm gonna use a hero P for this. Aw, are you kidding me? This is some bum ass rolls, man.
Hero
I feel
P.
better.
I
Not
would
people
use
aren't
hero.
rolling much better.
Hero
Put
P's
some
too,
drive
right?
on that.
Oh
Once you
Jesus,
start-
mother of God! 11.
I'm gonna put 2 drive on that. I'm gonna get
What the fuck?
Yeah, fuck it. Let's see what I got. Yeah, I'm gonna think I'll put some drive on that.
I'm thinking we're driving.
I don't think I'm gonna outdo fucking Zedgen, the fucking bone alcoholic, but fuck it.
I can't believe that the
Yeah, I'm not
Australians
outdoors.
being drank under the table.
Hey, remember when you tried?
No, I've got the perfect thing for this. I
Are
can't
you
believe it's...
drink? Is Maddie drinking? Is Marty drinking?
I'm drinking. Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
It's
we
funny
gotta
you
have
say that,
everyone
because
because I have
drinking.
no idea how this is gonna play out.
Wait, what are we? What are we?
Really?
what-
That's actually so funny to me because in my mind, it's like such a clear thing that I can't believe I haven't used it yet this session.
Hey, just remind me. What are we flipping for again?
Brawn
What's
and
Maddie
biology.
gonna roll?
We're flipping brawn
For
biology.
drinking.
Yeah.
For
We're drinking fucking Oni booze,
so mine's
man. You
brawn.
think?
Engineering.
I'll give you brawn engineering.
We're drinking Oni booze, my guy.
Oh my
My
The
gosh,
Croaker!
God, you and
Yeah, it's the Croaker!
Croaker, dude.
The fucking
almost
Croaker.
the same roll too. It was 4 successes
He
left.
just
and this was-
everything he's drinking just immediately like leaks out.
He's pissing.
And then he drinks it again. It's an endless loop.
Marty's a thirsty
fucked
boy.
Mar-
Marty's mad thirst.
Dude, that's a good question. Has Marty ever drank anything?
Did he drink at the swamp?
I don't know. I mean, he literally is filled with gasoline.
Let's drink and find. Hey, grain alcohol, it depending on how grainy it is, can be used for fuel.
Nah, Marty's a lightweight, dude. He's used to that vegetable oil shit.
Let's just see what happens. I need to know what happens. Now.
He's been going on fucking biofuel for too long.
Maddie's holding his own pretty alright. Oh, it's surprising to see Maddie and Nathan like they're drinking like
Yeah.
the same age.
So I'll start with I'll say like Tsuki.
Nope.
I mean, you take part in the toasts. You're having like some alcohol with your meal, but you're trying to keep it on the level. You
Suki's
don't
more
want
of
to
a-
get too drunk.
He's more of an eater than a drinker.
Yeah. You're enjoying the food more. You don't want to you don't want to make a scene your first time home in like a couple of months.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Maddie and Nathan are just like throwing them back, just like having like a great time. And Marty, you get like at one point in the night you get like really drunk, and you like just sort of like open your sort of gas cap, and you're just like, dude, someone pour it right to my fuel tank. Come on.
No.
I'm gonna go straight to the engine.
I'm
boofing tonight.
I'm not getting fucked up enough off this. I gotta get it straight in the engine.
This is not gonna end well.
Sugar
And-
gas tank.
And you like hook yourself up to like a keg and just have someone pour it in, and get incredibly sick almost immediately. Take 1 damage undodgeable as you like pass out.
I get the spins, dude, but I'm like fucking doing.
You get the
donuts,
spins,
dude.
but your wheels are spinning.
You're spinning out.
Yeah. I'm taking 1 damage, you said?
Yeah.
And
Meanwhile,
Benson apparently.
Benson, Benson's sort of like Benson takes like 1 sip of the alcohol and just really loves the taste of it. And because his body is like partially decayed, it can't fully process the alcohol. So it seems like no matter how much he drinks, he's just not getting fully drunk.
Damn.
So Benson is just like polishing off like drink after drink after drink, and then like just perfectly alert, being like, "Oh, that was really good. Can I have another one?"
There's like demons challenge him to drinking games, dude, and they're fucking falling over by the score.
And Benson doesn't even realize their challenges. They're like,
They're just
They're
the
like
line.
honorable about it.
He just
They're,
think that he's
bowing
got
down,
drinking
like, I will
buddies.
face you, drink for drink.
just like
Oh, undead beast.
exactly, just these fucking like a soldier of the village just like walks up and just goes, "Abomination, I challenge you. No one in this village has ever drank more than me." And then it's just like, "Oh, sounds nice, and thank you for the compliment." And by the end of the night, Benson is just like has reached like legendary status among the drinkers of this little community.
They're carving fucking Oni masks in your likeness now.
Skeleton Oni masks.
That actually sounds kind of raw. Like half the mask is a skull, the other half is like an oni.
The Benson boys.
But eventually, sort of like, eventually the night ends, and you guys all kind of like take a moment and just sort of like fall asleep. And it's a very uneventful night for most. But Tsukigawa, you have like a very strange dream.
What am
You're
I
like-
dreaming?
You're just sort of like in the middle of this like barren wasteland, just sort of like sitting there like cross-legged, and there's like almost like tendrils sticking out of you that are just sort of like stuck into the ground. And as you and you're just sort of like sitting there, and you sort of like look around, and you see like you see Migglesplit of all people just sort of like walk up to you, just kind of looking sort of like ethereal and kind of like wavy, like he's not really there. And he's like, "Oh, hi, hey friend."
Migglesplit, how have you been?
"Oh, I'm doing great. Hey, I'm glad you made it."
Made it to where?
He kind of like thinks, he kind of like tilts his head back. He's just like, "Oh, well, I mean, this is where the mother tree wanted you to go, so it's a good thing you got here."
Okay. That's
Well-
good.
"Anyway, I gotta go now, but hey, I'll see you later, right?"
Yes.
"Cool. Hey, friends forever."
Of course. Do you still have that omamori I gave you?
"Oh, sure."
Is it like hanging off like one of his branches, like how you actually hang
I
up
like to
omamori?
think there's like a little sprout on this like root ball head, and it's sort of just like hung on it.
That's actually how you hang up those for like festivals and stuff.
It just explodes.
Please don't. It's a nice moment.
Well,
Sorry.
anyway, I'm sure I'll see you later, so I'll let you go now.
Goodbye, Migglesplit. Be safe.
And sort of as he sort of leaves, your vision sort of fades out and like into white, as kind of like light kind of like goes through the window of your room. So like at the end of the night, you guys all sort of like retired and sort of got a spot at your old childhood house, and you're sort of in your old bedroom.
Tsuki has like the fantasy Eastern version of
Yeah.
like edgy anime posters on his wall.
You have edgy scrolls on your wall.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus Christ, dude! I can't fit into his room, right?
No.
No, you're definitely
Thank
like
God.
parked outside.
I assume there's
And-
like a guest room. There's a
Yeah,
on Tsuki's
yeah.
door it says no one allowed in.
No. Like Suki's just in his room alone. There's like
Yeah.
guest rooms. I'm sure at least one person crashed on the couch.
I just want to have Nathan like posing intimidatingly stationary next to a bonsai tree just to show him how it's done. No one else is gonna get it.
I don't get it.
I want to peruse the.
Nathan like dumped out one of the plant pots and just like stood in and is just like sort of crouched inside it to sleep.
It's just like home.
But Suki, sort of as the morning comes and you're kind of like waking up, you sort of like go to sort of like rub your eyes awake. And you feel like a poke like in your eye as you go to do it before your hand actually makes any contact with your face. And then when you open your eyes, you notice that what was originally like a very small sprout on your hand has now gotten significantly larger.
Uh,
I forgot about that, dude.
that's interesting.
probably gonna need to get someone in the village to look at this
Wait
next
for
time at RPG.
There it is!
Oh,
Felt it coming a mile away!
Next time on
Yes, son of
RPG,
a
Tsuki
bitch,
visits
dude.
the clinic.
I'm sorry this one was a little slower than our normal sessions. I needed some story in.
Hey,
No, that
yo.
was nice.
I don't know about anyone else, but I really liked it. But I'm not biased.
Probably just seemed quieter because we didn't have Zealous,
Dude.
you know, the madman who's always shouting in voice whenever we do this.
yeah, dude, fucking piece of shit.
But I really enjoyed this session. I don't know if anyone else did. Hope it didn't feel like I was hogging the spotlight too much, fellas.
Yeah, this was yeah, I hated this session, dude. You guys all sucked.
Oh.
True.
True.
Fact check true.
Also, dude. Okay, let's just 1 second here. Do you not still owe me an item, Dingle?
Do I not still owe you one?
Do you owe me one or not? Is what I'm asking. I honestly can't quite remember, but I thought you did, so I'm asking now.
I don't remember either, but I'm gonna err on the side of yes, because that seems like something I'd forget after all the breaks we've taken. I got you. Don't worry. I'll get you something. I'll get you something next time.
On
On
RPG.
Oh, say the line.
Sorry, dude. I just wanted to ask right now. Listen, dude. What I'm saying is I need an item, right?
He needs
That
an
will
item.
let me, do that thing. You know what I'm talking about?
What?
He knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, the thing.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep.
Oh, the thing.
Yes. Exactly, dude. He knows what I'm talking about.
The thing.
That
But
thing.
naturally.
Natural 20.
Oh, RPG reference.
I know what that is.
All right. I think we can do hero points. Let's go ahead and update the feats really quick. And cynical.
Yes.
Who were your heroes this session?
Zegend for being the drinking legend. And Brown, because he did badass stuff. But my favorite thing was just the idea of him trying to drive into the tornado and just getting swept up by it just made me laugh so hard. So
Yeah, that's
he
actually
gets a hero point for that.
Thanks, dude. And I'll say that's actually the only badass thing I did, and it was very embarrassing.
Why are you like this?
What, dude? I fell out of the sky. And I'm a lightweight, dude. Damn. Sorry.
Freelance. Who were your heroes?
At one point to Tsuki for essentially carrying the story, honestly. And this is the Tsuki arc right now, so go figure. But also, just seeing Tsuki interact with his relatives is kind of fun. It gives me a chance to just fucking sit back and chill. Like, yeah, you got this, bro. I'm just drinking, and then later I'm drinking in the feast. And also being ballsy enough to charge a fucking storm cloud, I'll be honest. I was like, how the fuck are we going to approach this? Just run at it. Literally
Yeah,
worked well.
I just hope people don't think I was. I mean, it's kind of hard because this is where Suki's from, but I hope it's not. You guys aren't sad that Suki's kind of got the spotlight for a little bit.
I don't mind it. I expect it. It's like going to the forest and having a.
I've been pretty excited, honestly, for this part of the story, though. It was nice.
I think there'll be times for everyone to shine.
Yeah.
My other one's gonna go to Zel. No, I'm just kidding.
I was thinking about doing
Yeah,
that.
I'm not resetting. I'm not resetting Zell's hero points, so he'll still be at 4.
That's what I was thinking of asking. If I give Zell a hero point, will that reset his hero point so he has less when he gets back?
I give him one for his great usage of the anti-joke of this session.
Yeah, my other one will go to Zedgen for crushing the storm's bones. He broke the storm. He killed the storm. I don't know how he did it, because I'll be honest, that storm was like one giant blockade for me to do anything. I'm used to killing people. I'm like, how the fuck do I kill a storm? He wanted to be a lightning rod, but instead I just screamed at it. And I think Zedgen had the best idea. So that's my two.
Alright. Zegend.
Gotta give one to Nathan for joining me in screaming at the in the general direction of the storm.
Old tree yells at cloud. Is
Anglo
very
brother.
Which ended up completely working.
Just works.
It just works. And I'll give my other one to Tsuki for the general cool interactions in the Oni realm. Which is way more tame than I was ever expecting. It's a great development that he's actually just like the only one who's like that.
Me and Dingle having the same idea that everyone in this in
Yeah.
this town is chill, but Suki's just like a little ball of anger.
When you DM'd me that idea, I was so happy because that was like one of the ideas I already had in my head for Tsuki, for like Suki's village.
He's just
Damn,
angry. I just love the idea that he's the one person in here that's like angry. Just
Talking
like
about-
24/7.
This music, talking about villages, dude. I'm like, fuck, I kind of want to play Kenshi now. Damn,
Well,
dude.
you could play Kenshi after you tell me who your heroes are.
I wanted to give it to Freelance and Zedgen for their big chant, but I remembered something where I actually can only give it to one of you, so I'm gonna give it to Zedge because he was also a drinking champion. And then my other hero point goes to Tsuki because of his baby photos, which were
Bet your
hilarious.
ass that Suki's mom probably brought the album to the feast, like she was bringing it to a wedding, like how
Yeah, we
some
have to
moms
get-
do.
Well, actually, we don't have to give it to psychometry that, but I was thinking it probably wouldn't make sense.
Bit psychometries and sees every time
You
baby Suki
psychometry
shat
of-
himself.
You say commentary a photo, you just see when the photo's being taken.
Blood memory kicks in.
The opposite of when he psychometried the sword and just saw what Freelance put as the trailer for the bloodiest anime of all time, which I still think is hilarious. That was like one of the earliest sessions.
That was pretty early on.
Who's the anti-joke? Oh no, they didn't use it, so Zell still has it.
What
Yep.
was it? Google Translate, that's what it's called.
That's what they called them fancy machines. Google Translate.
Oh man. Yeah, I was just I was trying to see if these all these weird mods for Kenshi where it's like anime girls with big titties. I'm like, I was wondering if it was Japanese or Chinese.
I thought Kenshi was Chinese, or at least like the theme was.
Yeah, it is. It is. And those people were also Chinese, so I guess maybe the Chinese just really fuck with Kenshi.
They're fucking kenched up.
They're henched up, dog.
We did it, Reddit.
We fucking did it, Reddit.
Reddit, we did it.
We lay Reddit it.
My Lasort killed people.
My sword. That one's
Gross.
good. That one's really good. Mindless sword like killed people.
Nice.
Like a
Yeah,
fat
that one-
guy with a fedora and he's all.
I'm gonna go splint. I'm gonna go get another beer and me and
I'm gonna
Like, sit
splint
down.
this fucking. Never mind.